Recording. Kasi here's my thing I'm not really sure if the Filipinos are educated well enough about yung mga ganitong subjects like red pill, about stoicism, about different types of philosophy, kasi we're used to the idea of being woke. Para bang literal na isang malaking wokeness lang yun Tapos you don't have any standing as to ano ba talaga yung dapat kong pinaglalaban. I feel like everyone has their own, like, alam mo yun, yeah, it's not right, this is not right, this is not right, pero ano yun, are we just like, dahil lang nakita natin at the moment, are we just gonna react to it, or do we have like a standard of like, I'm not gonna touch on that, or kumbaga ito lang yung kailangan kong ipaglaban, kasi I feel like everyone has the same philosophy in a way na, if kumbaga I have to be this savior or this, alam mo yun, I have to voice out my opinion because it's the correct thing to do, given na parang hindi naman talaga dapat siya, kumbaga not everyone should have the same opinion in the first place.
Tama. Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Sige. Kinonfirm ko lang. Nag-agree ako dun kasi parang naisip ko rin yun nung na-expose ako sa red pill. Nagkaroon ako ng parang initial na ganung feeling. Parang may dating na parang sa akin, this information should be out there more. Lalo na tama yung sinabi mo sa Filipino culture natin. Siguro pareho lang yung nangyari sa US, marami ring na-shock, pero nakikita ko sa culture natin, mas magiging shocking yung dating, o mas naging shocking yung dating. Kaya medyo naramdaman ko na baka dapat i-temper down ko yung feeling na dapat, parang ipaalam ko sa circle ko at least. Kasi parang na-realize ko rin yung community natin, hindi na siya ganun na parang tight-knit community Dahil nasa social media siya, hindi mo na siya malilimit sa inyo-inyo lang. Kaya naramdaman ko na medyo parang, okay. Dapat medyo, yun nga, i-temper down siguro yung feeling na parang, dapat ipaglaban ko, o dapat ipaalam ko sa maraming tao.
Ano lang, question lang, kasi nakita ko yung before, diba, we had this conversation before about, I'm sorry kasi I don't really do intros. Literally, I just go directly dun sa idea kasi I feel like sasayang lang yung oras pag nag-intro ko Pero anyways, sa mga listeners, welcome to Usapang Musiko. I have Senior Dog with me. So he is a fitness man. He's into fitness, Muay Thai, and probably we'll talk about like a touchy subject, which is red pill, which is, I'm pretty sure everyone will have like, alam mo yun, basically I just want everyone to have like an idea of what red pill is, kasi minsan it correlates with Bugoy na Koy Koy, with like I feel like parang medyo ang babaw lang nung ideology and definition ng mga Filipinos when it comes to what red pill is Kasi ito sa akin I'm just gonna say it out loud. Yung term na sinabi ni Bugoy na Koy Koy na around like hawakan niya yung baby niya in 6 seconds and whatnot. I feel like that's wrong. Kasi you're a father, you have your own responsibility. Pero I feel like there's a specific reasoning as to why he said that in the first place. So kumbaga, number one, alam mo yun, that's the type of person he is. He's more into like the shock content, alam mo yun, the more on the controversial content and whatnot. And I feel like
kailangan niya
and I feel like hindi niya masyadong siguro nagkaroon siya ng idea of what red pill is, pero hindi pa siya ganong kalalim in terms of like ano ba talaga yung definition and how the red pill community of how being a red pill works. So before that, let me ask you, how do you define Before tayo mag-move sa Muay Thai kasi feeling ko mahaba yung part ng sa Red Pill. So,
Yun nga,
how do you
dati
yeah,
nakakatakot
yeah.
ko.
Dede, okay lang yan. No worries. Kung ako bahala sa'yo, it's more of like I know that you have a clear idea of what this topic is and you know how to define it correctly. Kasi
Mm.
if I reach out to other people, you know, tapos sinabi nila red pill sila, I don't trust them kasi I know you. You know, we've been Facebook friends and we've talked about this for quite a while. Kasi ako naman I'm on the stoicism side and you mentioned nga before that you read books about red pill and all that stuff. Again, I have a very low kumbaga ideology about red pill kasi wala rin akong time mag seek out on like how does that work, but let me ask you, how do you define red pill? Yung correct term on what red pill is?
Okay. Medyo madugo agad, ah. Hindi, pero disclaimer lang, hindi ako expert.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Siyempre, parang sa akin nakikita ko na just like any one of those guys na dumaan sa crisis, kaya kaya nakita nila o na they stumbled upon this information. Pero yun lang, basic na idea lang. Galing siya, siyempre, red pill, baka narinig mo na sa sa The Matrix movies, di ba? Ang basic na concept ng red pill, yung parang nabuksan yung mata mo sa totoo na surprisingly, nasa harap lang mo lang lagi, pero hindi mo nakikita. Until, parang ano ba, parang meron kang metaphoric na Morpheus sa buhay mo. Yun. Pero tama yung sinabi mo nga eh. Siguro sa society natin, pag sinabing red pill, limited siya dun sa idea na yung lalaki, masusunod siya. Tapos katulad nung kay Bugoy na Kokoy, parang connected agad siya sa marami kang babae dapat or something like that. Pero yun nga, parang basically parang ano lang yun eh. Nabuksan yung mata mo sa katotohanan na nasa harap mo na hindi mo nakikita dahil maraming nangyayaring conditioning sa buhay ng tao eh, di ba? From birth, pag lalaki ka, may conditioning na ibibigay sa yung society. Pag babae ka, meron din, syempre. Pero parang ganun. Nabuksan yung mata mo sa conditioning na madalas nangyayari sa lalaki.
Mm.
Which is yun nga, yung mag-supplicate ka sa sa demand ng society na ngayon medyo connected siya sa sa parang twisted na version ng feminism. Parang may part doon na isa yun sa mga nilalabanan mo. Pero hindi siya limited sa gano'n. Parang supposedly dapat sakop niya lahat ng aspect ng buhay ng isang lalaki tsaka kung paano niya mapapabuti yung conditions niya. Kaya napunta tayo sa stoicism kasi closely related siya eh. Kasi yun nga, hindi ko sinasabing limited sa babae yung stoicism, pero parang, di ba, yung mga binanggit mo na mga philosophers, mga ano, usually lalaki siya. And parang nakikita ko na parang maganda siyang guide sa, hindi siguro sa lahat, pero sa maraming aspects ng kung paano ka mabubuhay na mas effective tsaka maayos bilang lalaki sa society. Parang gano'n.
Kasi it's very closely related with stoicism kasi the four pillars of stoicism is wisdom, discipline, temperance, and justice.
Right.
So kumbaga parang if you cannot tumataas yung balahibo kasi kasi ito sa mga ganito mga usapan eh. Kasi I don't know anyone that has, you know, that has the same philosophy or tickets of philosophy that I can talk to aside from you and then hey Earl na to a point na yeah, Earl man.
Oo nga.
I mean si Earl has given me a syllabus of like what are the 50 laws of power without reading it. because of his because of his not really condition pero the way he thinks. Kumbaga parang but more of that. Kumbaga on the stoicism side naman, if if you just follow those four pillars of stoicism, that's the way on how to live life accordingly to nature. Kumbaga.
Tama.
No, I want to get like the idea of red pill. Is it the same? Like, do you guys have like a pillar that you follow, and what are the common misconceptions na that we can educate people on what red pill is and what red pill is not?
Oo nga. Pillar sa tingin ko, parang hindi strict sa pillars eh.
Hmm.
Kasi para sa akin, isa sa interesting na sitwasyon dyan, usually pag sinabing red pill, sasabihin philosophy o belief system. Pero kahit yung mga, ano ba yung word? Parang proponents ba yung word na yun? Basta yung parang mga nagpo-push ng red pill. Sila mismo hindi nila tinatawag na philosophy eh. Meron silang word, ang tawag nila praxeology. Which is, ang definition nila, parang it's an evolving body of knowledge. Unlike ng philosophy, di ba, parang may flexibility rin sa philosophy, pero parang mas set in stone yung mga tenets nun.
Yeah.
Sa praxeology daw, parang hindi. Parang mas fluid siya kasi ang goal niya mag-adapt sa nangyayari, sa present conditions. Tapos kaya parang mas dinidemand yung flexibility sa praxeology kasi sa times natin, mas mabilis mag-evolve dahil yun nga siguro social media, mabilis na pagkalat ng information. Kaya hindi parang sa tingin ko hindi hard set yung here are the tenets, pero may dating na if you want tenets for the red pill, pupunta ka sa stoicism. Kaya sobrang connected niya masyado eh.
Okay.
Pero loosely parang ganun. Hindi siya strict na okay, you want tenets for the red pill, pumunta ka sa stoicism, hindi. Parang siguro mas nagja-jive lang kasi nga ang goal ng sa stoicism, 'di ba? To live according to nature. Ganun din, parang to live according to the present reality na nasa harap. Parang ganun.
It's very interesting that with the social media age, kumbaga ang daming especially with Gen Zs and millennials that has like limited knowledge of what these philosophies are. Like stoicism, yeah, it's very loosely understood, especially nung early 2010s until now kasi nga dahil pumasok ko na si Ryan Holiday, pumasok as like the modern philosopher or modern stoics, and then other branches of philosophy na naging available, which is sobrang dami. If any listeners here right now are listening to this, kumbaga you guys can research on like philosophy or branches of philosophy that you can use to alam mo yun, to basically make your life better. I'm not saying that it's not gonna be the only tool, but it's a big tool. It's a really great help.
Right.
Now let's go back a bit. So you said that you kumbaga for certain reasons or for certain crisis you found out what red pill is, stoicism. So can you talk about like your experience before into coming into this branch of study? Ano bang naging reason as to why you stumbled upon this?
Medyo common eh. Problema sa relationship. Yun talaga. And kaya ako sinabing common kasi so far sa nakikita ko, yung mga taong na turn sa information na yan, ganun din yung sitwasyon. It's maraming pwedeng maging problema yung lalaki usually sa livelihood niya, sa standing niya sa society. Pero ang madalas na nagpo-push sa mga lalaki para maseryoso yung information is usually sa relationship nila. Kasi parang sa tingin ko sa atin, ang belief natin parang, or at least point of view natin, normal na magka-problema yung lalaki sa standing in society. And usually, nasusolve niya yon ng with little damage to himself. Pati yung halimbawa, yung magka-problema ka sa finances mo, paano mo i-order, mga ganun. And usually, ganun din. As a man, kaya mo siyang isolve easily dahil parang that's what you're designed to do. Pero nagiging komplikado siya sa pag na-involve na yung relationship with a female, yung parang ganun. Doon na nag-start. Kasi as we know, ito, kaya medyo kabado ako dito eh. Magiging misogynistic yung line na sasabihin ko. Pero,
Hindi, I feel, let me just do a disclaimer real quick. Kasi
okay.
with the philosophies that we embody,
Mm.
there's a bit, it's really hard to, kumbaga, i-differentiate yung misogynistic with being true to yourself. Kasi it's very close related eh. Kumbaga, I feel like it really depends on the person that's going to listen to what you're going to say. Kasi ako din with stoicism, every time kasi before, di ba nagsusulat ako ng mga vlogs,
Right.
it's hard to, yun din yung common issue ko. It's hard to, kumbaga, explain it or systematically build it in a way that is available for everyone. Kasi during those times, let's say Marcus Aurelius wrote meditations during the time that males are the most dominant, kumbaga parang creatures known to men. Eh. Sila yung nasa pillars of society eh.
Oo.
Even the greatest thinkers, even everyone that is in the Senate, kasi di ba si Marcus Aurelius is the Emperor of Rome. Literal na pati yung Senate niya is based sa lahat ng mga lalaki. And kumbaga yung pinaka-guiding model nila is male. To a point na I need to create a disclaimer every time that given that we are in the 21st century, you can always apply it to yourself, even if you're a female, or honestly, even if you don't identify yourself as any gender specific, as long as you're doing it, kumbaga, in a way that it acts according to nature. Kumbaga, one example is like, there's no gender specific ideology when it comes to reacting to one situation. So let's say a person harmed you. So kasi in stoicism, it's always about how you reflect to that action. So kumbaga, it's not gender specific. Kumbaga, if you're a female or if you're binary or kung ano man yung, to be honest, kung ano man yung yung gender specific mo, it's gonna be on you on how you can react to it. So I think
yeah,
just a disclaimer before magsaboy ng misogynistic ways kami dito, please open your, kumbaga, you have to be open sa mga listeners, you have to be open-minded and you have to be open-hearted if you really want to understand this philosophy. Kasi I believe that this is very important that we talk about things like this.
Yeah, I agree. Pero sa tingin ko, doon din nagkakaroon ng issue eh. Parang, what's misogynistic now wasn't misogynistic before.
Yeah.
'Di ba? Ang daming nagbago. Pero sa tingin ko, ang nagiging problema doon, maraming bagay na misogynistic ngayon na kaya siya ganyan kasi sumusunod siya sa natural order ng buhay. Yun nga, parang sa stoicism. Parang 'di ba, mabigat yung weight sa pagsunod sa natural order. Pero yun nga, nagiging problema kasi kung ang belief mo, halimbawa, classified na misogynistic ngayon pero sumusunod lang sa nature, doon nagkakaproblema kasi 'di ba? How do you navigate yung sitwasyon na yun? Katulad nga nung sinabi mo, di ba? Lalo pa ngayon. Tapos ang challenge din dyan sa mga, syempre, yung bagong generations. Kung hindi ka talaga na-expose sa ganon, tapos ngayon mo marinig yon, tapos behind you meron kang conditioning na mas modern ngayon na parang isang example, yung isang sinasabi, a guy na parang red-pilled would have issues na with halimbawa girlfriend mo, asawa mo with girls night outs.
Mhm.
Ngayon parang pag ganun ka as a man, marinig ng ibang tao yon, sasabihin na you're controlling. Pero dati that's just keeping your house in check and safe. So, 'di ba? Medyo nagiging challenging. Pero yun nga, tama, kailangan ng disclaimer ba?
Hindi, okay na yun. Understood na nila yun.
Okay, okay. Pero
Kasi
yun, tama.
marami pa tayong pag-uusapan na medyo misogynistic dun sa way
Oo nga eh.
nila. Pero at the end of the day, kumbaga, the truth doesn't need to be half false or half good to hear or bad to hear. It's just the truth. Eh.
Yeah, yun
So
nga.
kumbaga, I think that's one thing that I learned from Stoicism is that if you're living according to nature, there are things that you need to understand and things that you need to accept. Kumbaga, even though you're living in the 21st century where everyone's right is supposed to be, alam mo yun, and not really right. Yeah, you have the right to say whatever you want. You have the right to voice out your opinion. Pero, simulan ko na, I feel like everyone has a lot of opinions to a point na it doesn't really make sense.
Tama, tama.
Kumbaga, one thing that I learned from Stoicism is that you don't need to have an opinion about everything.
Oo nga, oo nga.
Kasi 'di ba, we're yeah, sabihin ko na to. Kasi yeah, the war between Gaza and Israel is a really big conversation. Pero at the end of the day, yes, you need to have your opinion, pero you don't really have to voice it out as much as possible. Kasi at the end of the day, you have your things that you need to worry about. Eh.
Tama.
Kumbaga, within your household, as a man or as a woman, let's say as a woman, if you're the modern woman that works 9 to 5, or you have a business, kumbaga, at the end of the day, do I still need to worry about that war? Or do I have to have an opinion on social media about what I feel like saying? Kumbaga, that's why I'm very, on my end, I feel like I'm very more voicing when it comes to our government versus dun sa war. Kasi I feel like if we cannot clean our own government and we cannot, alam mo yun, voice out our opinion on our own government, then bakit tayo lumalabas sa bansa natin?
Tama, tama. I feel like parang wala pa sa posisyon para magsalita tungkol sa labas kung yung sarili mong bakuran, 'di ba, may issue. Pero oo nga, tama ka, ang dami ayaw kong sabihin na wag nilang gawin o ano, pero
Yeah. Kumbaga, at the end of the day, kumbaga, this is what we believe in. Eh. Kumbaga, the hope is that, to be honest, there's no hope. Kumbaga, I just need everyone to be educated about like what, alam mo yun, yung mga branches of philosophy or yung mga belief system na ginagawa natin. Kasi at the end of the day, I feel like yung mga talagang tao like you or anyone that is in that community, in the Red Pill community, is being misunderstood by what the definition is. Like how Red Pill works, what Red Pill is. Kasi madalas ang nakikita nila is, alam mo yun, si Bugoy, na yung mga term niya. Pero I wanna talk about that. Doon sa sinasabi ni Bugoy as a Red Pill guy, anong take mo doon?
That's the funny thing. Hindi ko masyadong pinapanood yung content niya eh. Actually, hindi nga eh. Hindi. Pero yun nga, nagulat ako kasi that's the thing. Nakita ko muna siya. Tapos hindi ko pa alam yung Red Pill. Tapos just like anybody, siguro, you just see a guy na he's a rapper, maraming babae, and parang that's usually what they do. That's usually what happens sa kanila. Tapos nung nag-start na akong makita yung Red Pill, tapos nakikita ko ng pakonti-konti yung content niya, parang doon ko na-realize na parang, Red Pill yung ginagawa niya eh. Pero yun nga, yun yung sa tingin ko yung Red Pill na parang Andrew Tate type. Na yun nga yung parang medyo loud, maraming babae, maraming pera, parang ganun yung dating eh. So, parang nakikita ko na hindi ko pa masyadong, yun nga, katulad ng sinabi ko, medyo limited yung alam ko sa content niya. Pero sa tingin ko, he might be on point dun sa ideas, pero ang nakikita yung madaling makita, katulad nung maraming babae, yung ganun. Pero may mga points siya na minsan hindi, may mga points na according sa Red Pill na nakikita mo na nagma-manifest sa sarili niya. Kasi kung titignan mo lang naman on the outside, yun nga, he looks like he has his shit together. Hindi siya yung usual na lalaki na magiging feminist pa, yung magiging sagad
Mm.
na gano'n, 'di ba? Pero yun, kaya ako natatawa. I mean, kaya ako natatawa kasi naging gano'n ako eh. Naging gano'n ako for a time.
Kumbaga
And
sobrang deep na talagang ano.
na male feminist,
Oo,
ganun.
yeah, parang gano'n in a way.
Oo, parang
Mm.
gano'n. Tapos, yun nga, parang basically, pag naging male feminist ka, ang kakalabasan mo, magiging ano ka eh, magsa-supplicate ka sa kababaihan. Tapos, yun nga, magiging, alam mo siguro yung word na simp, di ba?
Yeah.
Ayun. Unfortunately, parang ganun eh. Siguro, the guys na nag-champion yung women's rights, their hearts and minds might be in the right place, pero the way feminism is guiding them para maging tunay na lalaki, laging nagli-lead sa magiging simp ka eh. Kasi parang feeling ko, hindi ko sinasabing galing sa kababaihan o ano, pero sa tingin ko yung feminism, parang bibigyan ka ng mga ganitong, this is what you do to please women, pero wala silang pakialam dun sa responsibility nila para hindi ka maging lost. Parang, okay, we want this as women, bigay mo sa amin, and we don't care if it doesn't work for you. Katulad ng, yun nga, yung merong kasabihan sa Red Pill na treat her like a celebrity and she's gonna treat you like a fan. Di ba? Yun yung sinasabi ng Red Pill. Sinasabi ng Red Pill, yan ang totoo. But yung other side nun is, di ba, women sasabi, we just want a man na obsessed sa amin, na susundin lahat ng gusto namin. Parang, a woman would say that and hindi siya alam niya yung gusto niya, but she doesn't seem to see the responsibility na kasama nun, which is, kung i-demand mo na mag-supplicate sa yung lalaki, he's gonna end up na wala siyang mental point of origin. May ganung term sila eh, na hindi ka na mag-iisip galing sa sarili mo, kundi lagi ka nang dependent sa anong sasabihin ng asawa mo, anong desisyon niya, maging ganon. So, parang yun, dun nagkakaproblema. Kaya
Kasi,
parang, ayan,
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
Ayun, dagdag ko lang. Kaya parang, siguro, nagkaroon ng mas maraming lalaki yung nakikita yung sense ng Red Pill. Dahil parang, we just want a happy life with this woman, pero what they're telling us to do is making them hate us even more. Parang ganun. So, parang, yeah, we're gonna do the opposite thing. Parang ganun na nangyari.
Kasi I feel like not every woman kasi I can definitely say that my wife is more of like the traditional woman wherein we're living in a way na I do all of the work and she takes care of the house and the baby and all the emotional and mental support that everyone needs. And at the same time, kumbaga, as a guy, it's my duty to help her out and to be her guide as well. Kumbaga nagga-guidean kami pareho sa isa't isa. And I feel like if kumbaga dun lang sa sinabi mo, if people didn't understood that correctly, or even men or even women, that
Tama.
I think that's where the disconnect comes in eh. Kumbaga dun here's my thing kasi I believe there is an issue. Again, this is on me. I believe there is an issue with modern feminism right now. Yeah, that's why I want to talk to a feminist. Kasi sabi ko, I want to clear out and understand is there a disconnect between like the old fashioned feminist and the modern feminist? Kasi I feel like a lot of women are just asking for me, 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 me.
Mm. Parang nag-devolve sa ganun eh.
Oo. Para bang to a point na I want someone that will pay for night out. I want someone that's earning this. I want someone that is ganito, ganyan. Pero
6 feet tall.
it doesn't supplement away in a way yung kung ano yung pwede mong ibigay doon sa man.
Mm.
Kumbaga, kasi the idea is that I think a lot of women are built with or grew up with the idea that you're on a pedestal, which is correct. Tama naman, you need to put your wife, your girlfriend, or kung sino mang babae dyan in a pedestal. Pero in a way, they need to have their own responsibility to you.
Sakto, tama. Like,
Medyo nag-ano ba, nagko-connect naman, no? Tama naman yung ano. Kasi that's how, kumbaga, doon ko natutunan yun sa stoicism in a way na, kumbaga, if you want to be treated correctly, you have to treat others as the same.
right.
Kumbaga, kumbaga if you want someone that will support you emotionally and mentally, you need to be the same with them. And the hope is, in according to nature, it will go back to you.
Tama. What goes around comes around. Parang ganun nga eh, di ba?
Oh yeah, yeah. So tell me, what are the what do you call this? Common misconceptions aside from the ones that we talk about. Other common misconceptions that people misunderstood when it comes to red pill. Aside from, alam mo yun, you have to be tough, you have to be, kasi that's given eh. That's
Mm.
an internal thing that any man or even woman needs to process. So ano pa yung sa tingin mo yung parang yung modern misconception ng mga tao about this alam mo yung community?
Marami. Pero yun nga, sa tingin ko number one yung it's just a bunch of guys na gustong ibalik yung dati. Yeah, that's one. Tapos sa tingin ko, it's a bunch of guys na insecure, na immature, na hindi kayang i-handle yun nga, yung misogynistic tendencies, yung parang treating women as property, mga ganun. Parang, yun, usually connected siya sa ganun eh, yung mga parang old school na lalaki. Parang ganun. Yeah, katulad nung siguro, yung usually, alam natin, yung kay Andrew Tate, yung mga ganun, yung kailangan marami kang babae, yeah, stuff like that. Hindi, pero yun marami. Off the top of my head, medyo mahirap mag-isip eh. Pero
Yeah.
usually ganun. Connected pa rin sa these men are pigs. They just want to control women and gusto nilang ibalik yung dati.
Which is very different. Kasi we're a one woman, one man type of people eh. You know?
Tama, sa society natin, ganun.
Oo, and then, kumbaga, if you're a decent person din naman, and I know that the Red Pill community is there, most of the time, it's not about having a lots of women. It's all about making sure that the family is safe and you're providing for the family. Kumbaga, I'm not really sure. Yun din kasi yung parang nagiging question ko nowadays. Kasi gusto ko lang din sabihin to. Last night, I was talking to a friend and we're talking about Gen Zs in the workplace. Kumbaga, I know. It's a lot of like, alam mo, I know we're hitting a lot of people here in this episode. Kasi sabi niya, he's a big corporate guy in the in the space. And sinabi niya na, fuck, nahihirapan akong i-handle ang Gen Zs kasi naglapag ng isang parabang not really bill or parabang ano ba tawag dyan? Parang bylaw sa company nila na you cannot ask anyone why. Like kunyari, if why are you late? You cannot ask that.
Sa workplace. Ganun na ngayon?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Like, why are you late? Why are you not hitting your tasks?
So, okay.
Kasi they feel like the Gen Zs, which is the ones that are coming in the corporate space right now or in the workplace right now, is triggered a lot with the idea of why.
Yung demand for explanation, parang ganun.
Yeah. Like sabi ko, that's nuts. Tangina, ano yun? Kasi it's hard to you have a black and white eh.
Oo,
Yung my
tama.
thing eh. You have a black and white that you need to be on the office or you need to be on your computer at this specific time. You need to be hitting your goals or your task on a daily basis, in a weekly, monthly, and then quarterly basis.
Yeah, that's the point of the whole thing, 'di ba?
Oh
Kaya
yeah.
kaya nga nandun ka sa trabaho, eh.
And then nalaman ko sa kanya na siya pa yung pinaka parang mataas na guy, kumbaga parang nasa managerial position na. To a point na parang bigla lang sinabi sa kanya na you cannot ask people why questions. Like why? Bakit?
Ganun din ang unang tanong mo, eh. You can't ask people why, pero ayun ang papasok sa isip mo, why? 'Di
Yo,
ba?
kasi 'di ba that's ano eh, that's I feel like masyadong I don't know if it's something that we need to kumbaga I'm not really sure what is the solution for this generation kasi the generation nowadays are very smart. They're very smart, they're really good at what they do. They voice out their opinions. Sometimes too much, pero kumbaga it's their opinion.
Sometimes lang ba?
Oh, hindi, sometimes it's just not ano eh, it's not something that you want to be on your plate eh.
Right.
Kumbaga they have this instance na in the corporate workplace, I have this Gen Z worker na kumbaga nagulat ako kasi kumbaga parang there's terms of like leaves na magtatanong siya if it's paid or not. Kumbaga biglang sinabi niya na kailangan ko ba may paglaban yung isang araw na naka-leave ako. Like dude, gusto ko lang sabihin sa kanya diretso, dude, I feel like that's out of my plate and it's out of it's kumbaga it's out of my jurisdiction to tell you what you need to fight for and not.
Kaya nga,
Kasi kumbaga I came from a vulnerable place where kumbaga yung resilience and competitiveness is in there to a point na I know it's bad na hindi ka nagte-take ng leave, pero that's just how we're built eh.
Oo nga.
Kumbaga, I came from a place na kahit kulang na lang mo hospital na ako, pero papasok pa rin ako.
Oo, 'di ba? Tapos pag pag hindi ka pumasok tatanungin ka, "Ba't hindi ka
Oo,
pumasok?"
which is kumbaga, seeing it right now, that's something that is good kasi kumbaga nagkakaroon tayong regulations into what is something that we need to do and not. Pero kasi
Medyo
if
clear, 'di ba?
oo, pero kasi the idea behind it is that paano is that something that I need to fight for, sabi niya. Like I'm not really sure.
Pero yun
Kasi
nga, tama. You're the only person na makakasagot niyan, eh, 'di ba?
oo.
Huwag mo nang i-outsource yung para malaman mo pa.
kasi nagtataka ako sa kumbaga, the only thing that I'm going to do with you is to help you out, reach your goals, and to make sure that you're still on top of your game. Kumbaga, tapos biglang may narinig ko, biglang nakausap ko yung sabi, kailangan pa may paglaban yung isang araw na wala akong pasok na kailangan bayaran ako. Like, I don't know. Like, for me, I don't know. Okay, so move tayo dun sa wala lang gusto ko lang ikwento yun kasi it's sobrang I feel like there's a lot of things that really needs to be on the table. Let's
Pero
talk
yun,
about your sport, Muay Thai.
right, oo.
Discipline. How important discipline is with actually with anyone when it comes to not just fighting or Muay Thai or even life. Kasi I believe it connects with discipline eh, yung sport na Muay Thai and actually any sport.
Siyempre, oo. Pero yun nga, sa tingin ko malaking part siya, eh. Malaking part yung discipline, eh. Lalo na kung siguro sa lahat. Competing siyempre, 'di ba? Dapat disiplinado ka, dapat parang meron kang mga trainer, meron kang mga ganun, pero malaking part nun sa'yo pa rin manggagaling eh. So, mag-a-apply yan, hindi lang sa pag nagko-compete. Siguro sa katulad ko, parang enthusiast level lang. Pero yun nga, malaki yung part na nagawa niya para sa akin more than 10 years ko na rin kasing ginagawa eh.
Tagal na.
Sa experience na yon, ang dami ko na rin nakasabay na ngayon halos nag-quit na o hindi na ginagawa. Pero yun yung medyo nakakalungkot din minsan kasi ang dami kong nakasabay na magagaling talaga. Magagaling mga bata pa. Pero ngayon I see them, yun hindi na daw dahil sa work, hindi na nila ginagawa. Tapos kita ko rin na nung kasama ko sila, ang ganda ng kondisyon, ang ganda ng katawan. Ngayon, nagda-dad bod na, may mga ganang sitwasyon. Kaya, yeah, mabigat yung discipline sa, sa Muay Thai eh. Or sa sport, syempre. Kahit anong sport. Tsaka, yun, kasi, parang, siguro ang misconception dito sa sa sport, yung, pag ginawa mo yung sport mismo ang magme-maintain ng fitness mo. Pero, hindi pala siya ganun. Sa natutunan ko rin, parang hindi ko pwedeng gawin yung Muay Thai lang kung wala akong support ng strength training. Kasi, yun nga, magli-lead siya sa injury. Kaya, importante yung discipline dahil dun mo ilalagay sa training mo, sa strength training, sa physical training pa lang. Tapos, i-apply mo rin siya pag ginawa mo na yung actual sport. So, anytime na, halimbawa, may discipline ka sa sport pero wala kang discipline sa strength training, hindi maganda kakalabasan. Same din sa may discipline ka sa workout, pero pagdating sa sport, wala kang discipline, lalo na kung nagko-compete ka, mabubugbog ka. Masakit. Yun. Kasi sa akin, na-test ko rin kasi, hindi ako nag-compete, pero nung active ako sa mga gym, may mga sparring sessions.
As in, sparring session talaga na for warm up, mga ganyan.
Iba-ibang level din. May light sparring, merong, halimbawa, meron akong na-experience na yung gym, nagkaroon siya ng nag-tournament siya within sa mga kliyente ng gym. Tapos, ang nangyari, yun, nagkakaroon din ng heavy na sparring talaga eh. Yung sakitan. Kaya iba-iba rin. Pero na-experience ko yun. Kailangan may discipline na nalagay ako sa sitwasyon na kailangan mag-workout ako the whole week. Kasi pagdating ng weekend, yun yung Muay Thai training tapos kasama sparring. Pag wala ako sa condition that week, masakit yung sparring. So, kailangan talagang the whole week. Parang nakatutok ako doon halos eh. Kaya importante siya.
Tapos, let's say, for someone like me that has interest into doing Muay Thai na lang specific, ano yung mga kailangan kong steps and things to prepare so that I can really be effective? Let's say maging enthusiast din in a way.
Ngayon sa tingin ko, nakikita ko, mas mental talaga siya eh. Hindi lang hindi lang siguro pag tumagal ka na, pero kahit sa umpisa. Lalo na sa umpisa, oo. Kasi, ang sa tingin kong misconception nga doon, pag gusto kong mag-Muay Thai, gusto kong mag-boxing, kailangan malakas ako. Pero, ang totoo, hindi siya ganun ka bigat na problema. Pero eventually kasi lalakas ka eh. Kung if you're with the right people na tama yung training, tama yung training sa strength training tsaka sa Muay Thai din mismo, kasama yon. Pero yung mental kasi, yun yung part na, yun yung malaking factor kung ba't ka mag-uumpisa to begin with. And usually, crisis din ang pinanggagalingan nun eh. At least, siguro sa mga nakilala ko na, merong mga tao na nagka-problema sila sa self-defense, merong may health problems, kaya nag-turn sila sa fitness. Pero yun, mas mental siya. Sa umpisa, yun nga. Tapos in the long run, kasi ang magiging problema mo na yung gusto mo nang tumigil pero kailangan i-push mo yung sarili mo para ituloy mo Mental lahat yon sa tingin ko. Hindi ko sinasabing madali yung physical na part. Pero sa tingin ko mas mahirap na part yung mental.
Okay. So, ano na lang, meron lang akong tanong. What is the best move for anyone that doesn't have like self-defense training or anything na pwede namin gamitin sa arsenal namin? Let's say for me, mostly I just run. Kumbaga, because of my schedule, I don't have time to, even though to be honest, I'm very interested in jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. Actually, more on jiu-jitsu kasi more on ground gaming and alam mo yun, kumbaga mga ano. What is the best self-discipline or self-defense na pwede mong ma-share for someone like me?
Actually, pareho tayo Yun nga yung ironic dun Kung wala kang training tsaka kung meron kang training, run pa rin
Okay, why? Why run? Kasi ako, I do running. To be honest, I run because I want to clear my mind, especially with, alam mo yun, kasi number one is work, kasi more on literal na project management most of my work So you have to clear your mind, you have to clear your plan, strategize on what to do in work and even sa podcast. Kasi as you can see, literal na wala tayong, ito honest to wala tayong like script, wala tayong talking points, literal na kung ano lang yung nagiging usapan, yun talaga yun. So it doesn't, so in supplemental of that, you need to at least have a great mindset and a great mental ability to think, alam mo yun, as fast as possible. To a point na I feel like running for me is how I do it. Kumbaga, I don't really do it on a daily basis, probably kumbaga every 2 days, just to clear some air out, to strategize kung ano pa yung mga pwede kong gawin and whatnot. So why run? Why run is the best like self-discipline, self-defense that you mentioned?
Well, for one, okay. Ganito pala, i-clear ko kasi parang na-misinterpret ko yung tanong mo Akala ko nagtatanong ka.
Oh, yeah.
Like, for somebody na walang training tapos nalagay siya sa sitwasyon ng self-defense situation. Kaya sinabi ko run. Pero yun yung siguro ironic dun sa sitwasyon. Pag wala kang training, syempre advisable na if you're in a self-defense situation, dapat run. Kasi it's safer for you. Pero pag may training ka, surprisingly, ang malalaman mo rin pag nasa self-defense situation ka is to run. Pero in connection naman sa sinabi mo, ngayon nagiget ko na. Yung running, parang ganun din ang equivalent nun sa akin sa Muay Thai training. It clears your mind. Kahit ako, I'd second yung sinabi mo na malaki maitutulong niya sa trabaho mo. Yan guys, sa sinabong benefits, yung it helps keep you on your toes, medyo mas, kung napapansin mo, if you weren't doing that before, tapos ngayong inumpisahan mo, di ba? Mas clear yung isip mo, and siguro alam mo na yung feeling ng, ano nga ba yun? Yung parang endorphin rush pagkatapos mo mag-run, pagkatapos ng physical activity. So yun, tama. I mean, at least get into a physical activity na sitwasyon na regular. Kasi doon nag-uumpisa din yun yung kahit anong sport, sa tingin ko, ang pinaka-base niya yung physical fitness Kaya yun, run or kahit anong ginagawa mo, whether home workout yan or running, tama yan. That's what anybody should do. Tapos at the same time, syempre, ikaw na lang bahala. If running becomes too easy and boring for you, dadagdag mo na lang ng activities hanggang sa, usually kasi gano'n nangyayari. They start with running, tapos it becomes boring o parang paulit-ulit. They start, okay, mag-calisthenics na rin ako habang in the days na hindi ako nag-run. Parang gano'n. Pero yun nga, parang just do something, and if it bores you or it becomes too easy, dagdagan mo ng dagdagan.
That's nice. Okay, so before we end the episode, any advice to man or women that wants to kumbaga go deeper with fitness and with red pill?
Hmm, ano ba?
Kasi number one, sasabihin ko na agad, you need to in any branch of philosophy or any belief system, you really need to read. You need to learn how to read. Kasi
Eksakto, oo. Yan ang
number
number
one yun.
one. Oo.
Yung mga libro, literal na you need to learn how to read.
Yun
But
nga.
for
O,
you,
tama.
any advice na pwede mo mabigay sa kanila?
Yun, tama, read. Kasi the idea is, di ba, whether it's Stoicism or Red Pill, parang kaya siya closely related kasi ang idea dyan, you have to make peace or you have to know reality and make peace with it. Parang gano'n. The sooner you're able to do that, the sooner na mas magiging madali yung buhay mo. So, yun, basically parang maging, paano ba? The word, parang maging mas mindful dahil yun nga, mas maraming lumalabas na belief system tsaka philosophy na katulad nung sinabi mo ngayon, kaya siguro issue yung Gen Z sa workplace kasi marami silang belief na hindi na, that goes against nature. Katulad nga nung, you can't ask why. Humans are curious. We're wired to ask why. Tapos ngayon, ng Gen Z, they're doing all these things na, there's this one thing, parang medyo nagiging, ano ko parang, di ba sa Gen Z, parang, don't talk about people's bodies, automatically talking about people's bodies is body shaming. Parang, no, we're wired to look at things and have an idea and opinion about it. Tapos kung i-repress mo yun, I don't think that's gonna work well for you. Lalo na in a sitwasyon na seryoso, di ba? Yung,
Yeah.
yung pagiging judgmental, parang there's a side of it na hindi maganda when you judge other people, pero there's a side of it na we're wired for that. Kasi judging not just people but situations will help you survive. That's what ancient people have done, and that's what helped them survive. Kaya parang ganon, you know, despite ng conditioning na meron tayo ngayon, it's not really hard na maging red pill dahil all you have to do is follow yung natural tendencies mo as human beings. Pero at the same time, i-discern mo na hindi lahat ng human tendencies maganda. Di ba? So, yeah, finding that middle ground and yun nga, sticking to yung nature.
Yeah. I
So,
mean,
kaya, I'm
yeah.
sorry, kaya babalik tayo dun sa sinabi mo na you have to read. Kasi you get information from reading.
Yeah, and I believe reading is like a cheat code.
Yeah,
Kumbaga,
sakto.
yeah, kasi it has all of the kumbaga, it has all the answers to questions that lingers within the society.
Tama.
Kumbaga, I can definitely attest that due to crisis and alam mo yun, dumarating kasi sa time when a man or even a woman comes to a point where they question their place in the society.
Tama.
I'm pretty sure everyone will come to terms that what is my place in the society. It's not midlife crisis. This is like kumbaga with everything that is happening kasi everyone needs to be on top of their game within kumbaga ngayong ano na to generation na to to a point na it's if you don't have a belief system or if you don't have a philosophy that you branch on, you can easily get burned out. I mean, yeah, I still get burned out kasi even though I practice and I read stoicism. Kumbaga, I cannot consider myself as a stoic kasi no one can call themselves stoic kasi we're still in our human form. It's hard to to be just and to be right when the time hits na kailangan mo maging literal na maging wolf or maging literal na judger sa isang specific situation. Kumbaga the idea of stoicism is that the path to stoicism is being a sage, pero no one gets to be a sage kasi we're still in the idea of like we're still humans, we're still bound to make to make mistakes and stuff like that. So kumbaga I think on my end naman medyo natuwa ako din sa episode na to kasi I'm very passionate about talking about philosophy, about yung belief system, and I believe you're one of the people that I can bank on when we're going to talk about things like that. Kasi I feel like everyone needs to have that type of system in them. Again, I'm not saying if your belief system is feminism, but if you're not really hitting the points and you're not understanding the main core of what a feminist is, then doon nagka-crumble yung idea. That's why, again, same with me, you really need to research and read books. Kasi that's the cheat code. Kumbaga. Well, anyways, man, do you have anything to plug? Meron ka bang gustong i-plug on your end? I believe, to be honest, I believe after this episode, you will be invited to a lot of podcasts like this. kasi they found a person that understood this belief system with red pill. Kasi I feel like yung madalas mga mainstream red pill guys nowadays, mga nakita natin na like sila Frank Miano or kung sino man mga ano dyan, I feel like it's distorted in a way. So do you have anything to plug?
So far ngayon wala naman. Yeah, wala eh.
Living the simple life, man. Living the simple life.
Well, yeah, sana. Yun yung goal eh. To live as simply as I can. Pero yun nga, I mean, parang wala naman eh. Wala akong business. Wala akong banda.
Pero in the future ba? Kasi di ba nag-play ka rin ng music? Magkakaroon ka ba ng banda? Naisipan mo bang mag-ano? Or you just love to enjoy music lang talaga?
Yung ngayon, sa ngayong stage na to, I'm enjoying music. Kasi parang, hindi ko naman sinasabing I grew out of it, pero typical story, nung high school ako, fan ako ng music, nagkaroon ako ng banda, tapos everybody had their own lives. Tapos naranasan ko rin na subukang magbanda sa stage na may trabaho. And parang hindi siya masyadong nag-work. Kasi syempre, mga magiging members mo, ganun din eh, may trabaho. So, ngayon, I'm just enjoying the whole thing. Yung, di ba, lagi ako nasa CK pag may event.
And then mamaya magkikita rin tayo kasi
Ayaw nga, mamaya pala yun di ba?
Nandun din ako mag-office ako dun sa may parang office part sa CK kasi sabi ko kailangan ko pa rin mag-work eh. Sabi ko tutugtog lang ako pag naka-slot na kami. Tapos lalabas-labas lang ako eventually.
Yun nga. Ako nga eh, kaya nga tinapos ko rin yun sa akin ngayon eh kasi alam ko pupunta ako mamaya eh. Kaya di ba, huminga ako sa'yo ng 15 minutes.
Oo naman, walang problema man. Well, anyways, that is the episode, and probably I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a part 2, part 3, part 4 with this type of conversation. So again, man, maraming salamat. And that is actually it. Maraming salamat for listening, and you guys take care.
All right, thanks Ben. I feel honored about this, and kita tayo mamaya.
Yeah.
Okay. Sige.